Alright, how's it going everybody? My name is Infamous Isaac, and I'm here with a review for the new Buzz Lightyear movie, which I think is called Lightyear. Excuse me. But, you know, I went to go watch this movie with some friends, and I want to talk about it in this video today. So when this is uploaded, I think it should be Saturday, so like a day since it came out, but this movie is based off of the film. Okay, so it's a little weird to explain, but it's easy to understand. So in Toy Story, Buzz Lightyear is a main character, and in Toy Story, there's a movie about Buzz Lightyear, which is why he's in the Toy Story at all, because Andy went to watch it, and that Buzz Lightyear movie got adapted into an actual film in our real world, and that's what this movie is. What the movie that Andy saw in 1995. So I'm gonna talk about it. Man, I had an ice cream cone with chocolate inside of it, like in the cone, and the ice cream is covered in like nuts and whatever. So, man, one of the most goated ice cream cones ever. Like, I'll always love that flavor, even if it's just vanilla. But man, so yeah, Buzz Lightyear, right? The premise is Buzz and two other people on his ship are going to an uninhabited planet, right? They go there to check on like, oh, like there's something going on this planet. It's him and his commander Hawthorne, along with a rookie. I don't remember his name. Framing or Farming Hamston or whatever. I can't remember. But what's it called? They get there, things are amiss because the planet is really hostile. They try to escape. They go back to their ship, but their ship crashes into the side of a cliff, and so now it's stationary, and they have to try to find a way to get out of there, of the hostile planet. So it took 1 year for them to build the facility with the materials on the planet to reestablish, like, uh, the kind of like their base so they could build the ship. And Buzz goes out on a mini ship to show like, oh, okay, we're testing to see if light high or hyper light speed, or well, excuse me, light speed works. If we can do light speed travel, then we can use the ship again, and we can go back to where we need to go, back home. And he tests it out, and he realizes when he gets back to Earth, because it was a failed test, that 4 years, or not Earth, excuse me, the planet that they're inhabiting, that 4 years elapses every time that he does this. So it's it's the it's the thing of like, since Buzz is traveling in light speed, time is significantly slower for him. While in the meantime, the planet that he's on is it's progressing. It's moving at their own speed. It's not slowing down at all. So 4 years for Hawthorne was like a day or like an hour for Buzz. So as he's doing this, life is progressing on this planet, and things are getting better and better. Like, people are getting used to the planet. They're making lives better for themselves there, and things are progressing. And Buzz keeps trying and trying. He's failing and failing and failing until like 60 years pass, and now Hawthorne is dead, and the only thing Buzz has is a cat that she gave to him. And the only reason that he's still trying to do the light speed travel is because that cat solved the issue that he had with the fuel. But because Hawthorne is dead, and she was the only one that supported Buzz, Buzz basically is gonna get commandeered and removed from his position as a Star Ranger or whatever, Galactic Ranger, whatever he is. But what's it called? I just got a message. Anyways, he he runs away. He travels. What's it called? He tries to find the ship. He finds one. He uses the fuel that his cat came up with or whatever, and they try it one more time. And now a bunch of time elapses. Hawthorne's granddaughter is now an adult, and everybody, is just chilling under a giant laser beam wall that protects them. So basically, Buzz is the only one without a home at this point. He's trying to cling on to the past, but everybody's moved on and they're living to the future. So all that's going on, Buzz comes back to their planet. He meets Hawthorne's granddaughter. All these are two other people as well. They don't really matter as much, honestly. They're just gimmick characters. But they meet or Buzz learns about Hawthorne's granddaughter, Izzy, and now Izzy tells him like, "Oh yeah, this is the plan, right?" Because a race of robots showed up, or not a race, I guess just a armada of robots showed up above the planet, and they're just here. I don't. So this part I don't remember too well because I went to the bathroom. So I don't know why they showed up like until we know the real reason why, but the superficial reason as to why they showed up, I have no idea why. So, geez, that message really has me worried. I gotta check on that later. But yeah, so they come to the consensus, excuse me, that they need to destroy that ship, and then they can go back home because if the ship sees them trying to go outer space into outer space, they're what's it called? They're gonna get shot down. And that's what happened with Buzz. That's the reason why he got stranded back on the planet when he was landing because he got shot down by the ship. So hijinks ensues. Buzz tries to find the ship. Izzy and her crew are very inept, but not talentless. They do have their skills. And long story short, they get a ship. They have the fuel source again. Now it's Buzz, Izzy, the pen dude, the girl who, or well, the senior citizen who was a convicted felon, and Buzz's cat Sox, like Sox, like the Red Sox, less than like Sock, like sock. But you know, they have the fuel source, but then the robots come back because they also showed up during their hijinks, but they come back again, and now Buzz is like, yo, what's going on, dog? They take the fuel source, they take Buzz, and Izzy's here wallowing in her shame because it was her fault. Then we find out why these robots are here, and we find out who the mastermind is, which is Zurg, but in reality it's Buzz himself from 50 years in the future because his timeline was different. He he found, the same thing that Buzz did. He found the source to go back to the what's it called, to their planet with light speed travel, but he was condemned for it. He didn't have an Izzy waiting for him. He only had the law enforcement waiting for him. So he left and he traveled as far away as he possibly could. He found hidden technology. He used it. He utilized it, and he made the fuel source to go back in time this time instead of just going with light speed travel. And the only thing that he needs now is Buzz's fuel source because his is depleted. So he's going to use Buzz number one, which is our Buzz, the one that we saw from the very beginning, to fuel his ship so he can go back to the past, change the past, and make a completely different timeline. If you want to think about it any other way, just think about like Steins Gate timelines where him going back to the past would create a different timeline or would take him to a different timeline. As where like Mayuri would be alive, this time I would have Kurisu alive. Or Kurisu. So think about it like that. But yeah. Buzz, uh my goodness, I just had the illest brain fart, holy. Buzz is talking to Buzz number two, which is the future Buzz, and they're talking about like, yeah, if we go back, we can change all of this. Buzz number one is like, yeah, but I'm not gonna sacrifice people's lives just so I can have a better future. I'm gonna live here at this point. They deserve to have their lives and their history. They moved on and I didn't. And old Buzz is like, well, that's too bad, Buzz. And now they start beefing. Then Izzy and her crew show up. They have some cool gimmicks and everything. And basically the plan is to still destroy the Death Star, basically. That's literally what it is, but it's not round. It's just a ship. And case in point, they do it. But they save Buzz, they destroy the ship, they go back to their planet, and the not Star Command, more like the military force on the planet that grew from the people that colonized the planet. Excuse me. They came to capture Buzz, but then he was promoted because of his deeds and all that. Even though he disobeyed his commander, he did a lot of horrible things. Buzz was promoted because of the good it outweighed it. So there you go. Buzz and his crew are now official Star or Galactic Patrollers, I guess. But that's the Dragon Ball Super term. I don't remember what it's called, but what's it called? Yeah, that's where the movie ends. The next mission taking them somewhere else, where they're all traveling together. But overall, this movie was interesting because for me, there are certain parts. So let me start with the story. The beginning I thought was great. The ending I thought was great. The middle I thought was boring. So the beginning is from Buzz being on his ship with Hawthorne, like Grandma Hawthorne, all the way until him teleporting to, well, not teleporting, but like arriving 100 years later in the future when he meets younger Hawthorne, Izzy. I think that's when I started getting bored with the movie, and then when I started getting interested in it again was when Buzz was captured by Zurg. That's when the final act to me started, and that's when I started getting interested again. Then the middle is, Izzy and all of them introducing themselves and the hijinks ensuing, them going to the facility to get the electrical thing, and then before Buzz getting captured. Like I thought that stuff was pretty boring to me, but I liked the ending and the beginning. The middle was just like for me, it was alright. But the music not memorable to me. I don't remember much of it. It's whatever. It fits for what it's doing, so I don't really care. Uh, I liked all the Toy Story references. I really liked all the Toy Story references. Like they were awesome, and that's all you could ever expect from a Buzz Lightyear movie is how many Toy Story references they would have, and I thought it was pretty fire. I wholeheartedly enjoyed them. The characters. Buzz was the best character, followed by his cat Socks, and that's it. I didn't really like much of anybody else. Well, actually, Hawthorne. I liked her. The original like crew that didn't uh, have time progress yet. So Hawthorne, Buzz, they were really good. Socks was good. Buzz's new crew is all right. They're not the best, but they that's not the point. They're just there and they're Buzz's crew. If they were the best, they wouldn't be Buzz's crew, and that's really cool. Zurg was all right. I wish that they went with the Toy Story Zurg where he had his cape, because that's the Zurg that I know. That Zurg is fire, and I love him. This one, like, I wish he had his cape. I really wish he did, but that's more of a minor nitpick than it is a genuine complaint. The rest of the characters are really no name, well, named nobodies, but that's besides the point. Um, what else? What else? What else? Fighting, fighting was cool, honestly. I really like the mechanics that they used. It's not like a power system. It's just the tools and technology that they had. It wasn't like magic where, it's just arbitrary. Like you're using laser blasters, you're using heat swords, you're using grapple hooks and everything. Like it's super cool. And the way that Buzz uses it shows how trained he is. It's so awesome compared to the novice crew members that he has in the second half. Buzz really shows his expertise, and I think it's so cool. It really plays into his character. But besides that, characters are alright. Nothing crazy. If I had to give this movie a rating, excuse me, I would say it's a 7. I like at its best. At its worst, it's probably a 5. Probably a 5, like a 4 or 5 around there. So yeah, I just give it a rough 7, a light 7, like it's Anthony Fantano. Some moments that I enjoyed though, like the beginning of the movie, seeing Buzz fight all those alien like uh how to greenery, like the greenery, the trees, the plants, the bugs, everything. Those are cool. Seeing Hawthorne age was really sad, melancholic a little bit, but it was also interesting. Um, what else? Buzz going around the sun for the first time, that was really cool. I like the animation and all that. I thought it was like, what else? What else? What else? Oh yeah, Buzz at the end of the movie where he's fighting Zurg, like the entire Zurg fight with him. I thought that was super sick, especially with the ending where he pulls out his wings. Yo, when Buzz pulled out his wings, that was the only time I felt hype in the movie. But man, was it hype. That was so sick. I really enjoyed it. But besides that, I really liked when they put the time and space factors into the movie because I always thought space was cool, even though it's really, really scary. And they bring it up a lot in the movie. Like, if you just go in a direction in space, there's nothing to stop you unless if there's a planet. But even then, it's like, oh, here. It's only if you get caught by the gravitational force of the planet. So if you just push and there's nothing in front of you, you're going on forever. There's nothing to save you. You can't control yourself. You can't control the things around you. The only thing you had control was pushing yourself. After that, you put yourself in the claws of death because there's nothing you can do to survive now. And it's scary. It's very, very scary. So the fact that a character has a fear like that makes complete sense. Space is very scary. And that's why galactic patrollers or galactic rangers, excuse me, can't have that fear. That's why Buzz doesn't have the fear. Sure, he messed up a lot when he was a rookie, but even he doesn't have that fear. So it's just seeing a character try to overcome that, even though it's within reason to be afraid of that. Oh my gosh. But yeah, like the that fear, like space being played into it as well, like I said, with the like the best set pieces being in space, like when they blew up the ship and Buzz was going on his own ship trying to rescue his crewmates in their ship, and then Zurg shows up, and then they're fighting in space. Like that was super sick. Uh, Izzy with her space thing, that was really cool. Um, just all the space stuff in general, I thought it was sick. Oh man, and time, how it affected the characters. That I found really interesting. It made an interesting plot point of like the characters did die, even if it was off screen. Like Hawthorne is dead. She died due to illness or not illness, due to time, and it's just like, yo, that's really dark, honestly. Like for a Pixar movie, that's pretty dark. So like seeing that and how it played into the story was like, dang, yo, that's really cool. But that's really sad. So I enjoyed that. One thing I did like was Buzz versus old Buzz or future Buzz. So like their ideologies of like Buzz wants to stay here because he doesn't think that these people should have their lives ripped away from them, while future Buzz doesn't care about that because at the end of the day, who's there to remember, right? If we change the future, that's not going to matter because they're not going to know. They're not going to exist until they do exist if they do exist. So it's not going to matter. Who cares? Obviously, they're not going to be the same people, but it's gonna like this is gonna change the outcome. This is gonna make us be able to live with our decision. It's future Buzz is the selfish reason, while Buzz is the here for the greater good reason. And both arguments have credence, or excuse me, credence. You can argue for both sides, and I can understand why because genuinely, like Steins Gate has some of the have a similar thing, right? Okabe is doing this because of selfish reasons. He is future Buzz. Like Okabe is future Buzz, but not because he does regret his decision, but at the same time, he's also trying to help people because he knows that the outcome at the end of the day is worse than what he wants or what's presented to him. While old Buzz again is doing it for the greater good, like the Avengers in Endgame. Like he's going back and he wouldn't go back in time. Well, actually, excuse me, not the Avengers, not the Avengers. Not a good comparison. He's not going back in time because he thinks like kind of like the Lost Belts. If the Lost Belts, like if you had the choice not to do this, and you let your planet be sacrificed, so it's just like, do you for the greater good? Oh gosh, live with your decision and live with the fact that you're in a new planet with new people that you don't know too well for the rest of your life, like 150 years in the future? Or do you go back into the past, risk getting a worse future, but living out the lives that you want with the people that you know in a planet that you don't know much about? It's an interesting dilemma that isn't easy to answer. Obviously, Pixar answered it with the greater good, I'm a good guy type thing. But with a little more nuance and for a different movie, honestly, That plot could be really interesting, or that dilemma could be really really interesting, because it is really interesting. I thought it was sick to think about it like, yo, they both have good reasons, right? One it's moral and one is selfish, but not like a negative selfish, but more like a some negative, but not completely tainted. There was some earnest good intent in that wish for Buzz, but at the same time, or excuse me, for future Buzz, but at the same time it was also kind of corrupted. And Buzz, our Buzz, like present Buzz, he could very well be corrupted as well. His wish could very well be corrupted. 'Cause it's for the greater good, but he's sacrificing his own stuff, you know? Obviously, you can find your peace in this time, but that's if Buzz can find his peace in his own time. He did at the end of the movie, but there was like, if he didn't, then it would have just been worse. He would have just damned everybody else. Well, excuse me, he would have damned himself, excuse me. But yeah, like that plot I thought was pretty cool. But again, this movie is a 7. That's what I'm thinking on it. I I enjoyed it, but not a lot. It's not a 10, nowhere near a 10. But hey, I hope you all enjoyed. Thank you all for watching as always. This has been Infamous Isaac. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed, because I keep repeating enjoy because I don't know why. But yeah, I'll check y'all out. Y'all have a great rest of your day. Peace.